Alright guys, welcome to the channel. Today we will be building the Tamiya Hotshot. I've got an easy run Max10 with a 4000 kV motor. Got the paint. All I'm waiting for is the servo. It's due to come any minute now from Amazon. So let's start building. So first thing, I'm surprised that the arms are actually hollow, but it's made out of that Tamiya really rigid plastic. So, and it's the same with the where are they? The rear hubs, they're hollow. So you know, the newer design, it's like solid and less mass to them, but it is a really old Tamiya design. Chassis is interesting. So the driver is moulded into the chassis, so I'm not sure if I'll paint that. I'm not sure if my sausage fingers will be able to do that justice, but I'll definitely paint the head, the driver head. It's the same with the front arms, the hollow as well. So the pan for the bottom of the chassis. It's fully ball raced, of course. Not many stickers, which is always a good sign. Let's get building. Gear assembly, the diff, doing the two halves. The only concern I've got so far, where's the part? That little B7 there is this little plastic piece, so the stress point is kind of like that little tip. So that holds onto the shaft to take the drive to the front. So that's step 3 done. Now we move on to, sorry, that's step 2 done. Now we'll move on to step 3, which is putting the whole thing together. So there we go guys, gearbox done. When you're putting it together, don't forget to put that little E10 in it. Don't do what I done and forgot to do it and have to take the whole gearbox apart. So that's the rear gearbox done. Now we're moving on to step 4, which is fitting the easy run 4000 kV motor. I hope it doesn't blow the brains out the gearbox, but you know, live and learn, so I'll get that in. There we go boys, gearbox done. When you're putting the motor in, make sure you follow these instructions about the shims, because the motor, to get the mesh right, it actually has metal plates to shim the mesh. I'll show you. So see, it has metal plates. So if you're using the 13 tooth pinion, you use 4 with the screw at the top, and if you're using 15, which comes in the kit, you put 2 plates either side and then tighten it up. So there we have it, gearbox done. Sounds nice, all greased up. Now we'll move on to step 6, which is starting the front gearbox. So a little handy tool to get hold of are these flat cutters. You don't have to get the bears off, they just come off straight away. Nice little tip off RC Kicks, got them off eBay, good stuff. So step 6, 7 done. Both halves of the gearbox done. Now we move on to step 8, which is putting the whole thing together. There we go boys, both gearboxes done. Pretty simple. Nothing that's too difficult. Let's move on to step 9, putting the rear arms together. Do that next. So step 9 done, the rear arms, the hubs, I think they're anti-roll bar upright, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Now we move on to step 10, which is fitting them on the gearbox. And there we go, step 9, 10 and 11 finished. The rear gearbox assembly done. I'm presuming these arms, because they've got these lugs, I'm presuming that they're from the original Hotshot, because it had single shock on the back. So yeah, it feels it's nice how they get around engineering problems on all the kits, what they've actually done, like fabricating little metal plates. So yeah, all good. Now we move on to step 12, which is doing the front steering assembly. So it's interesting, I've always wondered how these work, these steering linkages, so get them done next. So something that's really surprised me about this, I wasn't sure how the front suspension worked, but it's pretty genius. It's got a plate, screws through the top, and it sandwiches it in. It's quite clever. Yeah. Yup. So there you go, that is the front suspension done, and I am very impressed with that. I don't know what it performs like, but that's pretty neat. So now we'll just get them on the gearbox. There we go, guys. That is a nice suspension setup. I'm not sure how it's going to perform. Like, I've heard the steering angle is a bit rubbish on it, so a lot of people do a modification where you move the servo to a different position, and because I think the servo's set off on one side in the chassis. But yeah, that's all done. So that's number 13 and 14 done. Next it's number 15, which is paint the driver. So I'm going to have a go at painting the driver, and then we'll come back when that's all been done. Right, guys, so driver's waiting to dry. I've put the battery stays on, done the little plate. That's step 17 done. Now we move on to step 18, which is attach the rear anti-roll bar and attach the rear gearbox. So when you come back, that'll be done. So there we go, guys. It's a proper upside down car, this, the way the chassis is connected to the top of the bathtub chassis, like. Yep, so that's step 18 done. Now to get the front gearbox on and the suspension uprights, and we're good to go. Something just doesn't feel right about that. Look at that, where's it gone? Oh! Now we move on to the shocks, so I'll do them off camera because we all know how to do shocks, don't we? So I'll do them next. When you're filling up the shocks, fill them up and then let them sit for a good few minutes, just get all them air bubbles out, because your shocks will be springy otherwise. So it's always a good practice. So you'll see the bubbles slowly coming up. Here we go, there's one, there's two. Good stuff. So there we go, guys, step 20, 21, 22 and 23 done. Now we're moving on to step 24, which is fitting them to the car, so get that done next. There you go, guys, step 24. That's a design, that, innit? Feels alright, feels flush, like, feels nice. Now we're going to get all the electronics sorted, get the servo mounted and get the servo put in the car. So I'll get the electronics sent to the servo and get ready to put it in. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to fit this ESC, this Max10, into this car. My gut's telling me I'm not going to get it in. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to get it in, but we'll wait and see. So there we go, guys, servo is in. I take back what I said about the ESC. If the ESC fits in there, the front servo, I presume, fits under the gearbox, so I think I might be good with the ESC, so that's good to know. Now we're moving on to step 28, which is actually put the ESC into the space I just said, so that's good stuff. So there we go, nice and neat. It's a good design. So, and it does fit as well, plenty of space in there, so it's good stuff. Get that screwed up. So there we go, guys, it's all in, fitted nicely. It's pretty tight in there, getting everything to fit, but got it in there, so you know what that means, don't you? It's going to be pretty quick. So now we're moving on to step 31, which is build the cage to go over the back. So there we go, guys, driver in, cage done. It says it shows in this that it's got nets, but I can't seem to find the nets, so I'll have to do without. But yeah, so now we're going to put the cage on and put the rear shock tower on. And there we go, guys, there's the main part of the chassis finished. Yeah, I like it. It's an interesting build, like all Tamiyas are. You know, they all have their own characteristics. Didn't really have any issues. Motor wires were a bit tight, but the plug side of the ESC's at the front, so I could turn around if I needed more space, but it's worked out all right. Yeah, it's got this nice big pan underneath. Yeah, all that's left to do now is get the wheels on. So there you go, guys, it's finished. Really don't like this. Can't see anything to do with it, but apart from that, yeah, it's nice. Yeah, suspension's nice. Easy enough kit to build, very interesting. For its age, it was like, you know, really out there. Yeah, let's see if it works. See, it turns more to the right than it does the left, I think. That's what people are saying. See that? No, it's about the same, but yep. Yeah. So it's late now, so I'm gonna start the body first thing in the morning. So if you made it this far, thanks for tuning in. Next you'll see it with the body on, and then it'll be finished. So there we go, guys. That is the Tamiya Super Hotshot. Nice kit to build. Really enjoyed it. No problems. Nothing that I'm overly nothing that I'm overly concerned over. Just took it for its first run, so the footage of that will be coming at the end. Thanks for tuning in. Please drop us a like and subscribe, and thanks to my regulars who come back to the channel. It's nice to see familiar faces. So here we go. Here's a running footage.